Look at the Tootsies. Hello, it's me, Chris Noosh, back again for another Noosh vlog. This week, I'm going to be working on the tiny carving that I said I'd do last week, but I didn't get a chance to. So I've got my tiny capybara drawn out onto a piece of wood as Marty sneaks on my carving desk and she's coming to say hi. Do you want to come say hi? Or are you just going to come drink my water? No, she's going to go look out the window. All right, back to it. So I've got this tiny carving drawn out onto the board, just Sharpie on some board, spray painted black. And this is my bad print of what I will be working on this week. So the first thing I need to do with this one is I need to carve out all the whites. So I need to carve out the teeth and I need to carve out the belly. I have a sketch that I worked on yesterday that I want to show you. Last night, as I was kind of just relaxing, I drew out this platypus pirate piece. I was considering doing this for a t-shirt block because I haven't carved a new t-shirt block in a minute. So that's one of the things I want to do this week is get a new t-shirt block started. And I was possibly thinking this one. The problem is I've got a poll out on Instagram for my mythical critters. Which mythical critter do you want to see as a t-shirt block? And whenever I do these polls, I'm always surprised at who's winning the poll because I expected, just based on previous comments, a couple of them to move forward, but there's one that's moving forward that I'm like, I'm just really shocked. Or that's not moving forward that I'm just shocked by. I was expecting the Axachidna boom to win because that was one of the more popular designs, but it's not. And so we've got Birdmaid and Platypes and Octonome probably are going to be the ones that are going to be in the final battle today. And I like all those designs, but it just becomes problematic. Do I carve two platypus designs back to back if the platypes wins? So, anywho, that's my thoughts. That's why I'm kind of holding off on this for a minute. But I really wanted to carve this one. I probably should just carve it anyways. Should I just carve it anyways? Anywho, before I do that, I'll think on that. And I'm going to work on carving the capybaras. The white need to go away. Kaboom. Easy enough, all the white's carved out. Now the thing I want to print now is everything that's going to be in the background, which is going to be that light purple color. So I got to go mix up a nice light purple. I think I want to do another blend roll where it's going to be dark at the bottom and lighter at the top. Let's go mix up some ink. I got inky. So I've mixed up two different piles of ink. I've got this like bluey purple color, then a pinky, slightly purple color over there. And then I took my brayer and kind of into each one and slowly mixed them together till I got a beautiful little rainbow roll of the two different colors of purple that I want to use in this piece. And now to ink up the block. Now with a blend roll, I can only use the roller to go in one direction, so I need to go that way. If I go this way, the ink's going to mix up and go in a bad way, the way that I don't want to do it. So I want to put the darker color on the bottom right there and then the lighter color on top. So here we go. And then actually I can flip it around like that. And then I can only use the little side of this brayer right there to get that same light pink color on the top without blending too bad. And then just a little bit more ink just to make it feel right. Ugh, why does it keep doing that? There we go. Now let's take a look how that looks. And as always, I've got my little registration jig all ready to go. The top of the block goes where it says top, I'm going to use this little awl to push the block into place. Looks good to me. And then from there, I just plop a sheet of paper down. Actually, no, I'm going to plop a sheet of paper down. I considered using a test sheet, but I messed that up. I put that on backwards. Make sure the tape is up. Plop the sheet of paper down. There we go. And then I can run it through the press this way. I'm gonna flip it around, and now let's take a peek. That looks pretty good. You can kind of see the changing color in the middle there. It goes back up to the darker purple on top, which I think is kind of nice to go from dark to light to dark again. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's not coming through on the camera as well as it should. It's pretty dramatic in person, but it looks like on this camera screen that it looks pretty subtle. But it looks good in person, so I'm going to keep running with it. So let's go ahead and print the rest of these. It's Thursday morning now, and I got to get a move on this capybara piece, the HAPIBARA. I've got them all printed. I've got the first layer done. It should be dry, most likely. And then I've carved out the second one. And now what I need to do is I need to mix up a color for this one. It's going to be like a light orange color is the next color that I'm going for. So I think I'm going to use white, yellow, and then just the littlest hint of red to mix that all together. So let's get some ink out on the slab and let's get started. What you're watching is about 10 minutes of me mixing up all the ink just by eyeball, seeing if it's the right color. And I think it came out pretty nice. And now to put some ink on the block. All right, and now I place it in the jig once again with the top towards the top. Make sure it's snug. And then I flop down a sheet of paper. This paper, see, has the first layer printed on it. And I just flop that down and see what it looks like. Run it through the press. And once again, we take a peek to see what we've got. Ooh, it's sticky. Look how pretty those colors are together. Layer 2 is all finished. Got that all printed. I think the orange looks really great. And I also think that the orange and the purple and the pink that is mixed into the background work really well together. So I'm very excited about that color combination. Layer 3 coming up. So just carve out that little block and boom, that one's all finished. So this is what I've got. This one is for the Tootsies and the ears. That's what the block is for this one. And in all reality, like I could probably do without this color, but I think it's just going to improve it ever so slightly because it's just a little added little detail to make it look a little bit nicer and a little bit more finished and polished at the end. So I could really do this in 3 blocks, but 4 blocks really makes it, I think it's going to make the difference between like just a good print and a great print. So excited about getting this color down. The orange still needs to dry. Hopefully, I'm going to give it a shot to print it tonight so I can print the block tomorrow. You know, it's not out of the realm of possibility that I'll be dry on time. But I got to wait until tonight. And right now, I've got some t-shirts blocks that I want to get designed or drawn out onto the board. I want to show you one drawing that I did last night. And I'm kind of still sketching it out. But I don't know. It's a Hippo King. So I might work on that one next week. But today I can get 2 blocks drawn out into the wood. I'm going to draw out this platypus pirate piece. And then the winner of the mythical critters battle to get turned into a t-shirt is bum-ba-da-dum, the Octo Gnome. So I'm going to get this drawn out to carve out for a t-shirt block as well. So that is what is on the docket for this afternoon. Thursday night now, and I've got the little capybara. Look, here's me. Here's my face. I'm up here. Believe me, I'm here. All right, let me look. All right, so I've got the little capybara carved out. This block is going to be for the Tootsies in the ears. Look at the Tootsies. And for the ink, I've saved the ink that I used for my Bigfoot print. Kaboom, Bigfoot print. I've saved the brown ink from that from a couple weeks ago. And hopefully it's still nice in here. I just wrapped it up in some aluminum foil. Let's unwrap it. It's going to be very noisy. Now it's going to be smushed in here pretty good. But I think there's going to be enough of it that I can use to print these capybaras. How gross does that look? All right, let me get that onto my ink slab so I can ink it up and give this a test. All right, I've got some on my slab, and I don't want to take too much of it just in case this print isn't ready to go, in case the ink's not quite dry yet. So I'm just going to take a little bit of ink, and I'm going to roll it out just to do a little bit of a test print. And let's see if I can print these tonight. Nice thin slab roll that right there. Do you see that? You hear that sound? It's very nice. And then there's a little bit of a texture on the brayer. And that is just the perfect little texture. So, all right. Time to ink up the little capybara block. I've got one print from earlier that's a little bit messed up. I don't know what happened with this one, but you can see in the teeth. You see how the purple's not quite lined up with the teeth. Yeah, so not quite lined up. So I don't know what went on with this one. My guess is that when I printed the purple layer, I didn't have the block all the way down into the jig. So it just landed in a different spot. This was the only piece of paper that happened with. So I'm going to use this as a test sheet to see if the ink is dry enough for me to print so I don't mess up a good one if I need to. Paper down, through the press. Now this one's going to tell me exactly what went wrong the first time. Not that that really matters, but this one's going to be messed up. But by which one this is lined up with, it's going to tell me which block was messed up first. So here we go. Let's take a look. And just as I suspected, the purple one was the one that was not quite in the right spot because the brown lines up perfectly with the orange block that I printed earlier. I think this print's going to look good. That brown looks pretty good with the capybara. So, and I think that it's ready to print too. The ink looks like it's sitting on top of it nicely. So it's ready to print. I'm going to run off this color and yeah, I think it looks pretty solid. I'm pretty happy with this. All right, let me print the rest of these. Let's get a perfect one pulled. Always one of my favorite details from pulling these prints is the texture in the wood that you can see underneath the print. You can see it a little bit. Let's see if I can get the angle right. In the ear, like right in there. But where you can mostly see it on this piece is there's a little imperfection in the wood on the cheek of this, the HAPIBARA. You can see it right there where the purple kind of shows through a little bit. And I just love those little details that show up, that shows the history of the print and that it was pulled from a block of wood. See, there's the rough piece of wood that created that clean print. Isn't that so interesting? All right, it is Friday morning, and I've got the final layer, the fourth layer of the HAPIBARA print to do. I haven't carved it out yet, but there's the block. It's all dirty now. Remember how clean it looked at the beginning? Kaboom! But now I need to carve out the last little bits, you know, the insides of the toes, and then the insides of the ears. And then I'm done. That's gonna take me, I don't know, 3 minutes. So let's carve it out. All right, let's give it a shot. Let's ink up this block and see what it looks like. Last time, got the block in the thing, put the paper on top. This was my test paper again. See how the teeth aren't really lined up. Same with under there. So put the paper in and put it through the press. Let's see what we got. And let's take a peek. The only issue that I foresee happening is that the ink from the brown is not quite dry enough. And let's take a peek. Let's see what we got. See if we can finish the edition today. And the ink is dry enough. I do have one question I want to ask. The one question I have is, I like the black. It makes everything pop off a little bit more. But I'm wondering if I want to show more of this dark brown color in some of the areas where, like right in here, where those little lines are, and they go black right there. I wonder if it would look nice if I carved away some of those details. Like if I carved away the little stubbly whisker marks, and I made those more subtle like they're looking here. The problem is there's no going back. So once I decide to do it, it's done. I think it's gonna look better. I think this is a little too stark of contrast, and I think that it's okay to let that show through a little bit more in some areas. I think. Oh goodness. I'm going to carve a little bit more of them away. Just don't know how much to do. All right, let me carve a little bit more away. I'm nervous. All right, so I inked it up, ran it through, carved it. Let's see if I've ruined it. Actually, I don't think that I have ruined it. I think it looks nice. I think the less black, I left enough, you know, I left some black there. I left a little bit of black in the back, but not much. I think it works. I think it actually makes it look a little bit nicer. So, yeah, I don't think I did ruin it. All right, now to print the whole edition. I'm glad that I like it because, like I said, there is no going back, and this is what it is at this point. Sweet. All right, so I'm all finished with the HAPIBARA prints. Right there. It's done. I think it came out really great. I like it. You know, I'm a little biased. I made it myself. But I think it came out nice. So this is the first new Noosh tiny print of the year. The HAPIBARA. I hope to do more of these throughout the year. I have a goal of doing 10 of them. Here's one of 10 so far. So that is finished. I have some t-shirts to print, so I'm going to print those. I'm going to put those at the end of the video. But until for the next hour or so, I'm just going to sit and I'm going to carve on the Octonome block that I have to carve for a t-shirt. And that is going to end out my day here, end out my week, actually, in the studio. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And I'll see y'all later. Check out me carving what I can get done on this little guy here at the end of the video. And then a handful of t-shirts that I have to print. So thanks, guys. Bye.